What is up, Sagittarius? How are you guys doing? It's time for your weekly check-in. We gonna see what's going on with you guys for the second week of August. My apologies. I normally like to have all this done by at least Sunday. But man, it's been a heavy last week of Mercury retrograde. Things came up, life got in the way, and here we are. But anyway, let's jump into this. If any of you need to find out how to schedule a personal reading, you can always go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com. But I also have a link for that right down here in the description of this video. All right. Let's just see what we can tell you about your situation and the person you're dealing with. I don't want to do a bunch of babbling. What can we tell Sagittarius in the second week of August universe? Four of Pentacles reversed. Get four shuffles. There's one. Two more. Nice. King of Wands reversed. Seven of Pentacles reversed. Oh, I think this is the theme, isn't it? So how many of you have been with me for a while? You may know that back when I would do the weekly videos as an all signs video, I would frequently point out that every week there was one general theme that most of the signs shared. And since I decided to break them up into individual sign videos, I've noticed that that hasn't changed. There still seems to be like a general theme that most of the signs share. And this looks like the theme for the week is seeing somebody for who they really are and releasing it. I've seen that come through for, has it been every sign so far? It's been the majority of the signs so far. The vast majority. So, is something happening? Are you seeing this person do something? Are you hearing a rumor through the grapevine? I'll tell you the one thing that's missing here that came through in most of the other signs is a conversation. Most of the other signs are seeing this through some sort of like communication. Fool card reverse doesn't really look like reconnecting is happening here. I don't know, man. Sometimes it just be like that, dude. Every now and then, when it's an emergency and it's down to crunch time, sometimes your guides can intervene. Because you know your guides can't intervene. They can tap you on the shoulder and, whisper in your ear, but they can't intervene. But depending on the nature of the situation, sometimes there's few exceptions your guides can't intervene. And maybe some of you are just at that point where, this energy's just weighing you down too much. It's time to take your next fucking path. And your guides are just going to come down and give you a big download of everything you need to know, So, I don't know. It's not really telling me how this is happening. Or maybe you're just over it. I don't know. Maybe you just got bored with it. Maybe you're just over it. Just waking up one day, you don't even know why, really. You're just like, you know what? I'm fucking over it. Four of Pentacles, reversed. Releasing it. Letting go. Moving on. Okay. It's not really telling me a whole lot here, though. It's really not. Or maybe for some of you, you're finding out that they're in a new relationship. Or maybe you're kind of seeing that they're just bouncing around to different people and playing around and playing the field and stuff like that. I don't know, man. Let's just see this person's energy and intentions. First, the signs I have on the table. I have Aries and Virgo, and that's it for the major arcana. Could be anybody, though. Those are just energies. I'm guessing YouTube's not notifying people today, huh? Last day of Murky Metro, dude. It's not going to go out without a fight, is it? All right, well, whatever. Let's see this person's truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. How do they feel about you at the deepest level? What's their energy look like? What kind of person are they in general? That's the main thing I'm looking for. I'll be honest with you. When I look at somebody's feelings, energies, and intentions, the main thing I'm personally looking for is what kind of person they are, what their energy looks like in general, you know? But that'll tell you every fucking thing you need to know. 2 more shuffles. 1 and 2. See, King of Cups, though. See, and Queen of Cups. See, you know they got feelings for you. But after a while, it's like, I'm not going to sit around and wait forever. You know they still got a special place for you in here, but you ain't going to sit around and wait forever. Like, how long do I have to sit around and wait on your ass? You know, time's ticking. I'm getting bored. I'm getting restless. I'm getting impatient. Come on. We're either going to do this or we're not. That's kind of what I'm feeling like is happening here for some of you. They do still feel a real strong connection with you. Maybe for the Empress reverse, though, man. I don't know. With the 9 of Cups Empress reversed, it's like they do have feelings for you, but I think it's almost like they have FOMO. That's what this feels like. This because King, Queen of Cups lovers, right? If these were the only 3 cards on the table, I would say, God damn, this person believes you're their fucking person. They want to be with you. They are in love with you. But then we got 9 of Cups Empress reversed, which that feels like FOMO to me. And I've been there. I get what that feels like. I mean, the last time I experienced that, I was 21. I was a kid, you know. But I get that feeling. Where it's like you have feelings for somebody, but you're afraid of missing out. I love you. I have feelings for you, but I'm afraid of settling down with you because I'm afraid there's something better out there that I might miss out on. That type of energy, you know? So, yeah, okay. Could be a Gemini for some of you. Also have Cancer, Aquarius, Aries, Leo. Could be anybody. Those are just energies. Let's get the advice. What's the advice for Sagittarius? What's the advice? Ooh, Ace of Swords. Well, Ace of Wands. Two of Pentacles reversed. I don't really think you need a whole lot of advice. I will say this though, and I'm just going to kind of throw this out there generally. Generally speaking, just know, don't just run from this. Don't just run from it and forget about it. There's nothing wrong with, you know, stuffing it away for a temporary period of time. Nothing wrong with that. But just don't just think, okay, it's just time to move on from this and forget about it and just put it behind me and pew, on to the next. At some point, this energy is going to have to be straightened out because I got news for everybody out there. You can't outrun energy. Doesn't work that way. It's like trying to outrun your own ass. It's not going to happen. It's there with you, period. You may be able to distract yourself from it. You can get so busy and preoccupied that you completely forgot that you have an ass, but you still do. See what I'm saying? So, yeah, just know that eventually, whenever the time feels right, when you feel like you've gotten your head on straight enough, and when it feels right, just know you're going to need to dig that back up, process through it, and release it, because if you don't, it will continue to affect everything you do. Okay, it will. Because it's right there with you. It ain't going nowhere. Just because you ain't thinking about it, just because you forgot about it, just because you don't, that doesn't mean it's not right there with you. And it will affect everything you do. It will. That's all I'll say, though. If you really feel like letting go of this, and especially especially if a new doorway of opportunity opens and you end up connecting with somebody else. Again, just putting this to the side is okay for a temporary period of time. You know, especially if this is a fresh situation, that's okay for a temporary period of time. But eventually it's going to require you to do some reflecting and thinking so you can process it. If you don't, if you just run from it, you know how many times, I'm going to tell you what I've heard probably 10 or 15 times in the last week, where one of the most common themes that I see in my readings is past energy still stuck to you, right? And I probably 10 or 15 times in the last week, I've heard a client come back and say, well, what past energy could that be? I'm confused. I don't know. That's not good. That's not good. You know what that means? That means that you ran from it for so long that you forgot about it. Now it's buried its way underneath your unconscious mind, and it's pretty much just become a part of your personality now, and you don't even realize that it's there. So I couldn't imagine who that could possibly be. I haven't thought about any of my exes in months or years. That's not good. That's not, because then once you forget about it, it gets really, really, really hard to dig up and process and heal. You know, on my healing journey, it's been a massive healing journey. You know what I struggle with the most? My childhood trauma. You know why? Because I don't fucking remember it. I don't remember it. I've read court documents, police reports and shit like that, but I don't fucking remember it. I have no conscious recollection of it. So it's really, 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 really hard to dig something up and heal that my mind has buried and suppressed and forgotten about, you know? So just keep that in mind. All right, we're going to shift gears now. Let's see what's happening with your love interest. Single Saggies and the person you're interested in. What's happening? Anything good? Anything bad? Anything at all? World card reversed. Are you being strung along by somebody? I hate to get too specific, but this feels like somebody stringing you along and leading you on, breadcrumbing you. I know that's not all of you. I think this goes more for those of you who are kind of like talking to somebody. You know, you're interested in dating them, you want to be with them. There may be a little bit of talking, a little bit of flirting. This has breadcrumbing energy written all over it. All over it. But even if it's not quite that kind of situation, I still feel like this situation is stuck in a loop repeat cycle. Whatever it is that's happening between the two of you is just, it's not making it to the next level. It's just looping around and repeating the cycle. Nobody's coming forward to make the offer to take things to the next level. It almost kind of feels like there's some kind of energetic blockage here. Did we talk about that? There was one sign that had that like a week or two ago. Was that you? I don't remember if that was you or not. But there's some kind of energetic blockage here, and it's looking like one or the other of you isn't willing to do what it takes to overcome that blockage. Now, what I mean when I say a blockage, Something that's getting in the way. Like maybe it's a long distance connection, or maybe you have conflicting work schedules. Maybe somebody has somebody in their ear, like maybe this person has like a family member that's in their ear. Like, oh, don't get with them. What are you doing with them? You're better than that. Oh, you don't want to get with them. That person fucked 10 people in the same day last year. Some kind of blockage, something that's in the way. And, well, when it comes to a blockage, that's up to you. It's up to me to decide if I'm ready to uproot and leave my life behind and move 3 states away to be with you. It's up to me to decide if I want to ask my boss for different hours or go look for a different job. Or if I want to tell this person in my life, fuck off, I want to get with this person. It's up to me to overcome the blockage. So there's some kind of energetic blockage here. Something is in the way. And I'm not seeing mutual efforts being put towards overcoming it. Whatever that may be. Whatever that may be. Some of you dealing with a Pisces, could be a fellow Sagittarius, but I feel like that's you getting impatient. I have Libra and Aries here. Again, could be anybody. Those are just energies. All right. I'm not really seeing a lot of emotion being shared here. The only cup I have on the table is the 4 of Cups reversed. Oh, and 5 of Cups. 4 and 5 of Cups reversed. I ain't got no King, Queen, Ace, Page, or Knight of Cups. 10 of Cups, none of that. So this doesn't really look like the most emotional situation in the world. I got King and Knight of Pentacles. So now for the good stuff. Let's see their feelings, energies, and intentions. What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Page of Pentacles reversed. 3 shuffles. There's 1. Whoops. 2. And 3. King of Cups reversed. King of Swords. King of Pentacles. 3 kings reversed in a row. Cups, Swords, Pentacles. So this person may not really be at a place mentally, emotionally, or for some of you even financially to get into a relationship. It seems like they're kind of emotionally closed off. Psychologically, I feel like they're at war with themselves. And they may be struggling with some financial issues. This person doesn't look like they're even in a place to get into a relationship. And on top of that, I think they have unhealed heartbreak. Of course, past energy always comes through. And they have trust issues. So, oh yeah, and the 6 of Cups, 10 of Wands. Oh yeah, they definitely got unhealed heartbreak. Trust issues. Yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with you personally. I wouldn't say that this person is a bad person. I'm going to tell you if they are. Anybody new here, I'm going to fucking tell you if they are. I'm not the one to come to if you want a cute, fluffy little reading. That's not me. I'm going to tell you what I see. And I don't see this person as a bad person. I don't think they have bad intentions. It looks like they're just, to give them the benefit of the doubt, at a really rough place in life. So hopefully they're not a person that's just been in the same rough place for the last 15 years, because that would mean that they're not just at a rough place in life. That would mean they're stuck in a cycle. But that's a different topic for a different time. I don't think it's you. I don't think they're playing games with you. I don't think they're trying to lead you on and string you along. That doesn't mean that they're not doing it, but I don't think they're doing that on purpose. So again, when I tell you somebody's intentions, Does that excuse their shitty behavior? Absolutely not. Well, at the end of the day, it's up to you. That's why I read their intentions. It's completely and totally up to you. I read intentions to give you the opportunity to make the most educated decision you possibly can as to whether or not you're going to choose to excuse shitty behavior. Because we all draw the line somewhere. You know, there's some things that if I know your intentions, I'll let it slide. There's other things where, nah, fuck your intentions, you crossed the line. Sorry, I don't care how you meant it. You crossed the fucking line. Where do we draw that line? That's the question. That's different for every individual. So when I say that they don't have bad intentions, now that's up to you to say, okay, well, am I going to let this slide? Or am I going to say, nah, fuck it, I'm done? It's up to you. Let's grab some advice. Watch the advice. Do, 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 do. King of Pentacles. King of Wands. Okay. Well, here's what I'll say. Before you make the decision to just move on from this, at least express your concerns. At least do that. Like a calm, cool, respectable adult. You have to pay attention to how you deliver that message when you express your concerns. One thing you see a lot of in today's day and age is somebody expressing a concern, which they have every right to be concerned. I'm not saying they don't, but the way they express their concern is that of an angry, pissed off, bratty little toddler. And if somebody comes at you like that, I don't care who you are, I don't care what your sign is, I don't care what happened. If somebody comes at you aggressively, you're naturally going to defend yourself. And all that's going to do is start a fight. That's all it's going to do. And it goes nowhere. Your concerns will never be resolved. So express your concerns. Let this person know that you're interested in knowing where this connection is going. And that you're not just wanting to sit around and wait. But I'm wanting to know, at least wanting to know where this is going. You know? At least let your concerns be known before you decide to boot, scoot, and boogie. Is what I would say. If you want to. I mean, I guess you don't have to. But just to kind of level the playing field and make it fair. So that at least if you do decide to move on from this, and they try to play dumb, you know, and drag your name through the mud. Well, they just ghosted me. You know? You can at least go to sleep at night saying, no, the fuck I didn't. No, I did not. I had somebody try to pull that shit on me not too long ago. It wasn't a romantic situation. It was a friend. But, you know, I had a conversation with somebody face to face, telling them what's going on. And they didn't like it. So when I scooted on out, they tried to go, oh, he just sprung this on me randomly. No, the fuck I didn't, you fucking liar, you know? At least be able to tell yourself and go to sleep at night, no, I didn't. I can rest my head at night because I know I did right. I told you what the deal was. So this shouldn't be a surprise, you know? I would recommend that just to be able to level the playing field and make it fair. So, yeah. Plus, not only that, but I feel like you're getting real close. Closer than you know to something fucking amazing. Something really amazing. And those of you who grab my course on manifesting financial abundance, and you get to the part where it explains the science and quantum physics behind how the manifestation process works, you'll understand why this can only happen when you least expect it. When you hear people say you'll meet your person when you least expect it, you'll find them when you stop looking for them, that's not just a little coincidence that happens to some people. There's science behind that. That's the only time you can meet them. You can't meet them while you're looking for them. And I mean, honestly, if we want to just dig that up for a minute, if you were able to find your person by going out and looking for them, you would have found them a long time ago. But if you want to understand the quantum physics behind it, and you want to talk stone cold rock solid science, and yes, there's science behind it. It's just not mainstream science. If a mainstream scientist was to come out and tell you how manifestation works, they would get their funding ripped away from them so quick, and they would end up becoming one of those people that off themselves by pew-pewing themselves in the back of the head 3 times, you know? Right? You know? There's science behind it. Oh, yes, there is. That's the only time your person can come in, is when you least expect it. So, a lot of you are real close to that. Much closer than you know. So, take that information and do with it what you will. All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Sagittarius family needed to hear. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, the information for personal readings is all down here in the description, all right? I'm out of here now. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.